So, pin mode. Right? Now that's red, and you know it's correct. And yeah, there you go. Well, hello, welcome to Too Young to Learn All. Where today, what are we gonna do today?
Today we're going to get a little deep in robotics. Also, we're going to start coding in robotics and start the first experiment with
So today,
Arduino.
going to start robotics and start our first code. Oh my god, let's just start. Hey, if you haven't already visited the website, you can go to tooyoungtolearnall.com. Without further ado, let's begin. So if you didn't watch the previous video, that'll be the top link in the description below. You can get this kit for around $40. Now, if you open it, you're like overwhelmed with all the stuff, right? There's this list even here. If you see here, there's this list over here as well that shows all the components and the quantity of it. But the thing that you might need today is this. It's the Arduino, and when you open it, this is what you're gonna find. And some other thing that you might actually need is the USB cable. So today, we're going to make this Arduino like blink, and we're going to code some very basic code. Okay? So let's do it. Okay, so if you look at an Arduino, it looks complex, which it isn't really that much. So you'll see these rows of this, right? So this one that you'll see right here, half of these are power and these are analog. You'll see A0, A1, and so on till A5, right? And here are what are called digital pins. Now digital pins run from 13 to all the way to 0. Now in Arduino we usually use it from 1 to 13 because 0 is usually to receive some data, but that's for later. Now in analog is more advanced robotics because in analog input can be any number. So it makes no sense for now, but it will make sense later. But when you come to the digital pins are right over here. You'll see all this entire row of it. Right? In the digital pins, the input value can only be 0 or 1. Right? So that's a little more beginner friendly as well. So in digital pins, the value can either be 1 or a 0. And in the analog pins, it can be any number. So it really depends. So that's why it gets a little complex. So in this, you'll also see the power. If you read over here, it says power. Now in power, there's usually the ground. There's 5 volts. There's 3.3 volts. Right. This one that you receive is an Arduino Uno. Now I also have an Arduino Mega, which is a lot more digital and analog pins, but I might show that later. Now if you look over here, this is where all the data is stored. And this is a quick fact. You can upload the code 10,000 times in an Arduino. So remember that. So there is a limit on these chips, and it's 10,000 uploads. So if you see this right here, this is where an adapter can adapt in here. And here's where you can upload the code from any computer. So now let's begin with the first project where I might teach you some basic coding. Let's do this. Okay, so here we are at the very first coding in Arduino. So, how will you reach to the Arduino Editor? So, Arduino Editor is free, so all you need to do is search Arduino, and not CC. You can go to first Arduino. Right over here you'll see Arduino software, right? This is the one that you click, right? And then here you will see code online, or you can download it. Now I honestly prefer to code online because I just feel it's more easier, right? And you can choose to work like by downloading it, but the thing that Arduino Editor provides is like it saves it online, right? So I prefer like that. So all you should do is code online. And then you have to create a different account, so you gotta sign up. Okay, so you can do that, and then we can begin right away. Okay, so after you do that, we can start the first coding in Arduino. So I named this project Making Arduino Blink, tooyoungtolearnall.com. Oh, sorry, not tooyoungtolearnall.com, but if you haven't already visited the website, it's not tooyoungtolearnall.com. Okay, so they're in coding in Arduino, there are two things. There's void setup and there's void loop. Now, what's the difference? In void setup in Arduino, you're telling which pin to activate on that. So as I already mentioned before, that there are digital pins that go from 13 to 0 in Arduino. So I'm talking about digital pins currently, right? So the first line of code that we might write here is pin mode. So as I already said, so one LED is connected to pin mode 13 in an Arduino. So we're gonna write 13 comma output. So pin mode 13 comma output. Now what does this mean? First, pin mode. Pin mode basically is the pin number, right? You're telling the computer that on pin number 13. Now 13 is on your Arduino. If you look at your Arduino, you'll see that there is a 13 pin right under the ground on the right side of your Arduino. And then you're saying their output, right? You're not saying input or thing, you're saying output just for now, right? Because the 13 will give out, right? That's the output. Now this is where we tell the code or the Arduino, like, just you give the output only on 13, alright? Nowhere else. Only 13, right? That's what you're telling the Arduino. And then you go to loop. Now void loop, you're going to go down and then you can write here digital write 13 comma high. Okay, so now you're saying digital write. Now it's not analog because I already said we're not doing that right now. And you're saying right here, you're saying digital write. Now you're telling the Arduino that write on pin mode 13, so give that high. As I already said, it's either 1 or 0. If you don't want to write high, or you want to write it quick, you can write here 1. It's the same thing as high. So 1 for high, 0 for low. But I would prefer that you write the long form, as you'll get in practice. Right? You write that in capital, so all caps. Right? So you're saying the Arduino that on pin mode 13, make that high. So let me just get into a little bit of more detail about this and this. Right? Because you learn Arduino, like, and the coding inside of it just step by step. Keep it easy right now. So the first letter is always lowercase, and then you're writing pin, just normal pin, and then mode. Only remember, if you're getting something wrong and it, I don't know, let me show you. If you do like that and you press verify and save, it's gonna show an error right there. Yeah, pin mode was not declared in the scope. Now if you get that in this and this line, that means you don't have the capital N. Oh, what happened? Capital. That was not selected. Oh my god, I might just write that again. So, pin mode. Right? Now that's red, and you know it's correct. And when you verify, it's gonna say success. So, this is verify and save. So, this is verify and save button. And this is upload and save. Now, after we write the code, we're going to upload it on the Arduino. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So pin mode 13 comma output, as I'll explain that now. And in the loop, now in the loop, the thing goes like, so the top, so in an Arduino, it will read the top first, and then as you write the code down, it's going to read the information from top to bottom, and as it's going at the last one, it's going to read that, and it's going to jump back to the beginning, and it's going to go in a loop, right? It's just a loop itself. It's self-explanatory. So another line of code, remember this as well. Delay 1000. And then in front of this, you're going to put this sign. I don't know. I think that's called tilde. Not sure about that. But that's where you're telling the Arduino code that that's where you stop. This is the line of code, and you stop right here because this sign is there. Okay, so you're forcing the computer language to say that I stop right here. That's the code. Alright, so delay 1000. Now what does that mean? So delay 1000 is equivalent to 1 second, because 1000 milliseconds right here equals to 1 second. So this equivalents to 1 second. Now if you want to put 5 seconds, or let's say 3 seconds in this case, it doesn't really matter, but I might just do it. So you're going to write 3000 milliseconds. So we can write again. I don't know, we can make the light go like, first let's turn it on for I don't know, let's just turn it on for 3 seconds. Then I'm gonna shut it down again for Okay, let me just do it right now. So then I should write digital write, remember capital W, and you're gonna put, I think this is only on the online editor that if you press the brackets one, it puts this bracket. So like it puts this bracket automatically, right? So inside the bracket you're going to write 13 comma low, right, in capital again. Now what you're telling Arduino is that first make it high, then wait 3 seconds before you do the next command, and after the 3 seconds go, you're going to make it low. Now what you're gonna make low? The pin mode 13 on the Arduino. Now let's do again delay. I don't know, let's make it for 4 seconds now. So you're gonna write 4,000 and then the end sentence. Okay, in a case if you don't do that, right, so I just deleted this, the end sentence, right, and if you error find save, it's gonna give you this error. Now this one, if you find this expected this before this token, right, you're just going to simply do this. Now as a beginner I really struggled with it. I was like, what is that, right, and I couldn't figure that out. So I'm just saying, just be aware of that. Okay, so delay 4,000 right here, and there you go, it's correct now. Digital write 13 comma, I don't know, again high, let's say, oops, high. Now can you tell me something that's wrong over here if you just end it right here? Okay, I'll give it 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So if you ever, as I already said, this is a loop. Now what is a loop? It's going to read this first, then it's going to read this, then this, then this, and then this. Now if you see here, this is high, right, and after it goes through this line of code, it's going to jump back to this code, right? So this is unnecessary. Now if you want to make this like necessary, right, you can put here another layer of code that can be delay, I don't know, let's do 5,000 seconds, sorry, not 5,000, 5 seconds. Digital write 13 comma low. Now this actually makes sense, because now it's gonna read this, and on this part, right? This is before high, and it's going to go to digital write 13 comma low, and then back to high. Alright, so that's the main part in Arduino. Now I'll show you how to upload this code to Arduino. Before you upload the code, make sure you always verify and save, as this like doesn't put any like bugs inside an Arduino, right? Always make sure that's verified and save, and it's a success over here. And after that you're going to upload and save. Okay, so after you have written this code, you can come to your Arduino now. So how are we going to connect it? So this is what you're going to do first. First you're going to connect this part of the USB, so that looks like a person. You're going to connect that to your computer first. Then you're going to take this other end of it. As you can see, it's kind of like this, right? So you're going to take this end of it and you're going to plug it in this side of the Arduino. So you're going to take the Arduino, you're going to look at this person, then you're going to push it in as far as you can. Like, don't push it too hard, as you might break the Arduino and everything else. So just like push it in this as much as it goes. It doesn't have to be fully in, okay? So don't break it. Be careful with it. So then you come back to your computer. You're going to press this setting. Now if you connect it to the Arduino, you'll see this beside it. You'll see COM8 beside the Arduino Uno. You're going to click that and it will select COM8. Now COM8 is the port. Now this is COM8, so this, right, this wire is COM8, and it's going to send the data through all this and then into Arduino. Okay, so you're going to select COM8. Otherwise, if you upload and save, and I don't think it will upload, right? So you're going to press upload and save. Now you'll see the TX and the RX will blink dramatically, right? And then the upload, it has been made. So you're going to see that red check mark which says busy. It's going to say success. Okay, and here you have it. this light will blink. This will depend on different types of Arduinos, but I have the illegal one and this has orange LED. I think the other one has a blue one. Not sure about that, but you can see as it's glowing. Now, it's using the same data from the code that we wrote. You can make the code as custom as you can because it's just practice. Just practice as much as you can till I get a little more advanced in the next activity that we do with Arduino. This is the reset button. When you press that, it'll blink. So, what it's going to happen is, it's going to first read digital pin 13, high. Then it's going to go low after 3 seconds. And then after 4 seconds, it's going to turn high. And then 5 seconds, it's going to turn low. So 3, 2, 1, and then it's going to go high again because of this lyric code. So what happens if we just make it like this? So let's make it blink very fast, right? So to make it blink very fast, let's give it output of 1000. But I don't think this might work. You'll see why. So first it's going to go like high. It's going to give the output. Then it's going to wait for 1 second. It's going to turn off and then back on again. Now, as you'll see, this does not work. Now, why, you might ask? Because this is happening so fast that our eyes cannot catch it. I think if I try like slow motion again, you might be able to catch
it, but I don't know about that. Right, because I can't see. It's impossible to tell.
So we can change this to, I don't know, let's do it 5 seconds. Let's add digital right.
Let's put it, I don't know, 13, high. Right, I'm just going to write.
So just to make things faster, I might copy paste this. But do not copy paste. You need to get the practice, right?
And then I'm going to do
okay, now you can upload and save. Now what I'm doing is I'm just changing the delay. So in the delay, right, I'm just changing that. So I'm just changing the delay, the first number of it. Okay, so as you will see, it's going to go more faster. Now, actually, I wonder what's going to happen if it's 1 second again. I think I already tried that and it was impossible to see. But now that we have more lines of code, I think it might be a little bit of easier to distinguish. And yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, it's much more faster as well. So I might choose 500 now. Oh, you can see it now. Let's go. Okay, then there you have it. You have learned how to do the first bits of code in Arduino. Now, what are the next steps that you would ask? The next step would be the practice. Just keep doing custom code in this. Just changing around the delay and the maybe settings of it. Like sometimes it goes high, and then I don't know, like 500 milliseconds it goes low again. And just keep practicing and keep understanding this, like how it works. Thank you for watching, and please leave a like down below and visit the website tooyoungtolearnall.com, and that means a lot. Okay, so until then.